Good afternoon, New Orleans, or wherever you may be. It's 4 o'clock Wednesday, so this must be the Baldy and The Blonde show. I am Tom Kowitz here with the fabulous Michelle Godian.
Mais oui, monsieur. Welcome back.
It's been a long time, and my headphones aren't working. Kobe, help me out here. All right? Okay.
There he is. He's back.
Now I'm back. Now I'm officially back.
Now you're really back.
So
it's so much more fun with you here.
I know. I like doing the show
Don't like
remote,
the remote.
But this is a million times better.
This is so much more fun.
But I'll be gone again soon.
Well, I'm going then. I'm going to go on a trip.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I'll be gone next week.
It'll just be a show where nobody shows up. We'll just call in, talk to Kobe.
Yeah, there you go.
It'll be great.
Yeah, next week I'll be
really exciting.
I'll be in North Carolina next week.
Well, your mom and him. That's different. That's different.
Yeah. So how about today? I'll be the boss of the show.
I would like
that.
that.
I've been gone for a long time.
I would love that.
I got a few things to go over, and I barely even briefed you on them. Sorry. I give you a little heads up on what we're going to do.
It's all right.
So good luck.
I got one story that I really like, and we'll get to it later.
Oh, all right. Well, okay. So speaking of stories here.
Don't you have some follow-ups or something?
I have two updates on some things that we covered maybe, 2 weeks ago? Or when did we do it? 2 weeks ago. One is, remember we talked about the city-owned grocery store in Kansas City. And the reason we did that is because the crazy mayor-to-be, we think, of New York, the communist, one of his ideas is to have a city-owned grocery store. He said he'll just tax the wealthy to pay for it. What could go wrong, right? So in Kansas City...
That's never been tried before, Tom.
In Kansas City, they opened a store, Sun Fresh, something like that. Let me see what year that was. But we did a story on that because they were just having trouble, empty shelves, and et cetera, et cetera.
Right. The lady said there was like one apple,
one tomato,
one peach, one tomato. That was it.
So
one ton tomato.
So here's a shocker. It closed. Now we did that story 2 weeks ago.
It failed.
And in the meantime, it closed. It failed.
I'm shocked.
Despite a total of, according to this article by a local TV station there, $29 million in taxpayer funding is what they received over the years.
Jeez.
And it doesn't say, I forget what year they opened, maybe 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
And it shuttered its doors. And it had empty shelves along the way,
yes,
and crime and drugs and all kinds of stuff.
Always what happens.
That's always what happens.
And I mean, most of our audience is too young to remember, but I remember when Russia was the Soviet Union. Well, of course, then the Democrats did love them because they were communist. But yeah, they did. And as soon as they broke away and the Soviet Union fell and became Russia, they hated them. But anyway,
good point.
During the communist regime in the Soviet Union, you would always see pictures of poor peasant, because everyone was a peasant except the commies, standing in long lines hoping to get to the front of the line while they still had a few whatever.
Yeah, because it's going to run out.
Yeah,
whatever
everything's running out. We have bread today, wait all day.
Yeah, and now here it is. They closed, like the big close. It's done.
Coming soon to be appropriately named Big Apple. Yeah. All one of them that will be left in the commie stores.
And I think that was the only store in that neighborhood.
That was it.
For several neighborhoods,
that's right.
It said. All right, so that's update number one. Update number two, this one's actually much more important. So remember we did a story a couple of weeks ago on sex toys being thrown on courts at WNBA games. I won't tell you.
I remember you.
I'm not allowed to
that,
say the name of the sex toy, but it rhymes with like Bilbo Baggins. The character.
Bilbo Baggins in the. Yeah, I remember him. And, golfer.
So now it's become a semi-epidemic. It's happening regularly. So much so that there was a time, I don't know if you still can, but I know for a while you could place a bet online with one of those online wager places.
Oh, come on.
On the color of the next Bilbo Baggins that would be thrown onto a WNBA court. And they throw these on the court while the game is, not during timeouts or halftime.
While they're on the court.
While they're on the court playing the game.
Oh, my gosh.
And anyway, so...
that's very important news.
So it's gone well, of course.
Yes.
So here's what makes it important. WNBA is on our lips.
That's true.
We're talking about it.
That's what they need. That's for sure.
So anyway, that's the important update there. It's gone from happening twice to now it's an epidemic, and you can bet on the color of the next Bilbo Baggins.
And let me tell you, it's...
What?
Yeah, it's appropriate. That's all I'll say. It's very...
Okay, let's move on. I'm the boss of the show.
Go ahead.
And let's move on. Okay.
You're the boss of me today.
All right, so last weekend, I flew to Houston
Yeah.
to take some family members to a Houston Astros baseball game. We do that once a year.
Yeah.
And this year, so we always park in the same lot and enter through the same gate. We enter in the right field gate. Well, this time there's a long, long line, and we're kind of late because we had trouble getting parked. There's a long line, and I'm wondering why is it going so slowly? So I walk up ahead, and they have a new type of entrance at Major League games. And a lot of the listeners, it's been around for a while, maybe a year or maybe, well, several months anyway. So it's maybe not new to a lot of listeners. To me, I hadn't seen this before. So it's called go-ahead entry. It's called a go-ahead entry. So the sign that I saw says, this is a go-ahead entry. If you don't want to use this, you got to go to another entry. And I was like, what is a go-ahead entry?
Right.
So I looked a little closer, and it's facial recognition.
No.
Where they you walk into the stadium based on their AI software being to recognize your face. The way it works is you voluntarily take a selfie, upload it to the MLB's website or app, and then it allows you to just walk in without having to present a ticket or scan, like now they just scan your barcode. And they say it's so much faster. Well, let me tell you, that line was very, very slow, wasn't even moving. That's why I walked up ahead. I was probably 50 people deep in that line, and I got up ahead to see what was going on. So then we had to walk, 100, 150 yards to go to the other gate. And there we went in just the old school gate. No way, we just walked in like it was nothing.
Yeah,
we just breezed right in.
They're just expanding their database. Because up until now, the feds only had a database on you if you had, as they said, papers on you.
Well, of course they say
you've been arrested.
I know, but of course they say these things are deleted right away.
Oh, please.
And I know, and maybe they are, maybe they're not. I do believe that this is a setup, so one day it'll be mandatory that that's the way you'll get into a game. Now, right now it is optional, and I don't understand why anybody would take a selfie of themselves and give their biometrics to Major League Baseball, but that's what they've done. Now, in the NFL, my understanding, because I did do a little bit of research, see who else is doing this.
Yeah, I'm going to a Saints game.
Okay, they do not do it with fans, but they do it at all stadiums for people who work at the games, security, concessions, whatever. And I think it's mandatory. And at least last year, I know the Las Vegas police union was objecting to that, and they were threatening boycotting. I have not seen enough.
Why?
Because they did not want it to be a condition of going to work that you have to go through facial recognition.
Okay.
That was the cops.
So let me be the devil's advocate, because somebody in the audience is thinking, well, what's the big deal?
Okay, well,
Mr. Freedom.
It may never come to be a big deal, but if you don't, it is a slippery slope.
Yes,
I hate
it
that
is.
term, but sometimes slippery slopes are not that; they're actually cliffs that you just fall off. And
That's a good point.
right? So you give up your biometrics just to go to a different gate at a ball game, where you could just keep your privacy the best you can. Although they still will do facial recognition at these stadiums. They've been doing that for a long time because of terrorism, right?
Right.
And but that doesn't mean they know who you are.
Well, you definitely not, because
but-
there's almost nothing about you on.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, that
Except for
there is
Baldy and The Blonde.
there is software that if you upload a picture of yourself, you take a picture of yourself right now that's never been online, and then you put it through search engines that are available for a fee, it will find every photo of you on the internet, including
Wow.
if you were in a crowd at a Saints game.
No, I did not
if
know
that
that.
photo's online. That's a true thing.
Would Poe or Grok be able to do that?
I don't think so. No.
You have to have
And
specific
so-
software. So.
I think so. Now,
Wow, but that's
you ask, like,
freaky.
why would somebody not want to do this and where could it go wrong? Well, I read this happened in China a few years ago, where at their for their crosswalks they monitor that stuff real closely, and if you jaywalk your image immediately appears on a billboard trying to shame you.
Oh.
And I read an account.
Chinese are brutal.
I read an account of a woman who was accosted by some local cop or whatever, or traffic man, whatever, and she was like, walked up like, you don't even know who I am. He took her picture, and within seconds he goes, yeah, I do now.
Wow.
So the thing is, honestly,
it's
it cannot be
terrible.
stopped.
No,
it might be
it's
wrong,
not. Yeah.
but it's not going to be stopped. And that is the future, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a brave new world out there. We are Baldy and the Blonde here every Wednesday at 4. And Baldy's here today. Who could believe it? So we'll be back after the break with some really interesting story about the left wants your dogs. Okay? Arf, arf, arf.
They're coming for them.
Welcome back to Baldy and the Blonde. This is Michelle Godin along with, in person, Tom Coates, the bald guy.
In person. That
In
doesn't
person.
happen very often.
No, before we move on, because you were telling the story about the Houston Astros scanning your irises and your face and whatever, this has nothing to do with that story. But I just want to say, because I think it's cool, weren't you a Division I baseball player?
I was. Why?
I don't know. I just think it's cool. For what's cool?
Where did that come from?
I just thought about
We've
it. 'Cause-
never talked about that.
Well, I think about it sometimes. I like it. It's New Orleans. People like sports.
Oh, I played at University of Portland.
Thank you.
It was a small Division I school, but we were very good.
There you go. I like that. Might make, you never know.
We were one 4-team tournament from Omaha,
BJ probably
but we
likes
fell
it.
short.
Kobe loves it.
Anyway, I have where that came from.
I don't know.
That was a lightning
I don't know,
bolt.
but
Sorry, I don't know.
All right, so I want to talk about the dogs. Is this now? No, huh?
Go for it.
Ah.
I thought I was the boss of the show, but apparently you are now.
Well, but
Go.
we want to see how the
But it
clips
is-
are working.
Just do yours. Yours is good.
All right, this is really bizarre. I mean, the left, this is it. This might be the thing that causes a revolution among the lefties. It really might, because there's almost no tyranny that they don't love.
It's like they're just pushing it more and more as far as they can. But go ahead. This
And
is
you'll
a good
be
one.
shocked to know that this was reported by the Associated Press.
All right,
Because,
let's hear it.
they're so unbiased. All right, here's the headline. People often miscalculate climate choices, a study says. One surprise is owning a dog. Okay? So, first off, they start off by saying Americans are pretty stupid. We don't really know what personal decisions we make contribute the most to climate change, which, first of all, we all know is just a scam to take away your freedom. And we have covered that extensively on this show and had some really good clips last time you were here
it's
about that.
To take your money and your freedom, clearly.
That's it. That's what it is. But anyway, a study recently published by the National Academy of Sciences found that
National Academy of Fauci's.
right.
Sorry, go
Follow the science, never question
He
the
is
science.
science. Remember he said-
I am science. That's right. Which of course is hilarious because science is never settled. Otherwise, it's not science. Otherwise, we'd still be injecting ourselves with parasites and worms to get rid of diseases. What were those things they used? Leeches.
Leeches,
They'd have
yeah.
leeches hanging on us because we wouldn't have questioned the leech science. Anyway, apparently people haven't figured out that the top 3 individual actions that they could do that would help the climate are as follows. Number 1, Tom, this would really apply to you.
Okay, what?
Avoid plane flights.
What kind of flights am I supposed to do if not
You
plane flights?
Start hoofing it, buddy. Not with a horse.
Oh.
Not with a big meat-eating horse. No, hoof it.
Well, doesn't it say plane flights?
Well,
What about
it's-
glider flights?
Well, I guess you could take
I'll fly a glider.
There you go.
All right, what else?
Number 2, using renewable electricity. So I guess you could put a windmill in your yard.
Oh, yeah, I'll get right on that.
And 3rd, and most importantly, choose not to get a dog.
That's number 3
It is-
on the list of all the things you could do.
That's what you should
Not
be
things
doing.
like don't launch wars, because what's the carbon footprint of wars?
Keep Al Gore home
keep-
for a little. Keep fathead Al Gore home.
Yeah.
Keep Obama out of his out of his mansion.
Get rid of your dogs?
Yeah. Don't rescue dogs. They literally say
don't rescue
choose not
dogs.
to adopt a dog.
That's what it says.
It literally says it. You can look it up yourself. It's all. Okay.
What's the exact
Here-
quote?
The exact. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to give the exact name of the article and the author. People often miscalculate climate choices, a study says. One surprise is owning a dog by Kaylee Wells, Caleigh. And there are many quotes. I already read you some, but let me find the one.
Yeah, get to
about-
the money quote with the dog.
Well, that was it. The top three
All right.
things. Is,
Okay.
You know, I mean,
But don't rescue dogs.
don't adopt is the word they
don't
use.
ad-
I use the word rescue.
Okay.
But can you imagine people? And they say why? Because dogs eat meat.
Well, okay.
So some people give their dogs turkey
Okay, so here's
and
the
seafood.
Well, here's the slippery slope that I'm talking about. Is it goes from don't adopt a dog to we're going to come and take your dog.
Well, of
that doesn't
course.
mean within 2 weeks,
Of
but
course.
look what a different world we live in now compared to say 20 years ago.
Sure.
It's an entirely different world in so many ways.
But for the pushback from the Trumpies, we would be.
No, it's true. If
They'd be
20
taking
years-
your dog.
20 years ago, nobody thought to question like meaning of
Personal.
boys and girls and who should use bathrooms and
Right.
all that. So would that not apply to in 20 years they're coming for some people's dogs? You have too many.
How dare
You
you?
have 5. Your limit's 2.
That's it.
I mean,
No,
why is that
seriously.
It's not far-fetched.
It
at
is not.
all.
And listen, why dogs have a big climate impact? Dogs are big meat eaters, and meat is a significant contributor to climate change. That is because many of the farm animals which become food release methane, meaning farts,
Speak
a
for
greenhouse
yourself.
gas that contributes to climate change. Blah blah blah. Beef. Blah blah blah. Of course, they think carbon dioxide is the enemy, right?
That's what
Tom?
they say. No, they don't, but that's what they say.
That's what they say.
Yes.
And what percentage did we had this a few weeks ago? What percentage
What?
of the atmosphere is carbon dioxide?
I think it's 0.04,
Yes,
Alex?
that's it.
Yeah.
And that
pretty
is
sure.
it. So, it's just insane.
Well, if you want to try to predict the future, like I was just saying, like in 20 years, maybe they'll be coming after
they'll
dogs.
come for your dogs.
They
They'll kill them.
Always assume that it will be a less free world. And that will
Always.
help guide you.
That's a great point.
'Cause
When
it-
have we ever increased our freedom since 1776?
Right. I mean, it's not that long ago in human history. There was no such thing as birth certificates and passports
That's
and
right.
marriage certificates.
My grandmother did not have a birth
Right.
certificate.
And social security cards, all that kind of stuff.
All recent developments in the Big Brother world.
Very, very recent developments.
So-
And all of them, what they have in common is less freedom,
Less-
more control and less freedom. And you'd be hard pressed to think of examples where it was the other way around, where freedom was gained over time. It's always constricted.
Always.
So you wondered, like, well, why would you say that maybe there'll be a limit on how many dogs you could have? Well, it's obvious. Just if there's already a push, there's a little hint. They're warning about,
That's it.
oh, look, the number 3 problem is people rescue dogs.
That's right.
Are you kidding me?
It might be their number one.
Jeez.
All right, you want to play a clip on the way out here? Changing topics?
Well, let's see. We got less than 2 minutes. Let me see. What do we got? What do you want to hear?
I just want to make sure it's working correctly and we have people listening to let us know. So
Well,
how about let's go with Whiny Baby.
James
Speaking of
Comey?
somebody that should die before dogs, James Comey.
Don't get us in trouble. For
Okay.
All
What
right,
what did he say? 46, 80, I mean, 87, 46.
Okay.
say
if we're gonna
86,
play it,
47.
we have to play it right now.
Go.
Go.
Do we have time? Yeah.
Yeah.
James Comey, former
I've had
director of the
strange things
FBI.
happen in my professional life. Some of them wonderful, some not so much. But they have much less impact on me, either for good or bad, than you might imagine. That's because my identity is on my side of the window. I've been lucky enough to have some amazing jobs, but they were never me, if that makes sense. Me
God.
is a husband and a father
Blah,
and a grandfather
blah, blah.
and a neighbor and a friend. That's how I've
It's
long
not
thought of
me.
myself.
FBI.
I tried my absolute best in all my jobs, but they were something I did, not something I was.
Oh my God.
What happens on my side of the window affects me deeply.
Your side of the window is
But
going to
when
have
people
bars.
say bad things,
I'm turning him off. I can't hear the rest of that. What a bunch of garbage. But
Basically, he says it's Trump's
So-
fault that he can't be who he wants to
Well,
be.
right, and you notice that he goes on and on about who he is and acts like that what he has done doesn't matter. And like a true leftist, he focuses on how he identifies himself
That's
and
it.
disregards how others see him due to his actions. Well,
And-
I identify as a good guy.
Too bad you committed a murder.
Exactly.
But yeah, you know, the blood's
Right.
dripping from the knife in your hand. You know, so we're Baldy and the Blonde, having a lot of fun today because Tom's back. Well, for this week anyway.
Hey, Baldy and the Blonde are back. I'm Tom Coates with the great Michelle Godin, and actually I am in the studio today, which is kind of like a unicorn. I'm
Never
just
happens.
not in the studio.
I'm so over
And
you,
after
really.
today, I won't be back for another,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Whatever.
couple months or something.
I'll be going
month.
too. We just have to do it as a call-in.
Yeah, whatever.
And we just let the dead air.
Yeah. Well, you know what? A lot of people would think that that's a great improvement.
For sure the liberals will.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not calling them that anymore. The lefties.
The leftists.
The actual fascist, yes.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so during the break, you mentioned that you wanted to play a clip. Oh, this one is, right. This is
Yep.
Gavin Newsom. I'm not sure when this is from. Fairly recent, though.
Yes.
And he's such a hypocrite talking about money
His
being
taxes.
wasted by this administration.
And how's that train coming?
And then, yeah, right. Okay.
Right.
And then after that, that's a short one. Then after that, we have a clip from someone online on Twitter who did a reaction to it. And his reaction is so great. It's better than anything I would have come up with. So we're just going to let
Great.
him
Let's
say
roll
it.
with him.
All right. So let's start with the fabulous Gavin Newsom. Where is he?
Yet another lefty whiner.
Yeah, yeah,
and probably
yeah, you're
against
right about
dogs as
that.
well.
Probably. You know what? He's probably kicking dogs right now.
Right.
Michael Vick's got nothing. Good. Here we go.
I'm a taxpayer. I don't like to see my money wasted like this. There's no fiscal conservatives left. They prove that in the big, beautiful betrayal. But
Okay, so he's
seriously?
absolutely right about that.
Well.
Now he's just not the best
He's not-
one to bring this message.
Right.
But he is absolutely right. There are no fiscal
there are
conservatives.
no
There's
fiscal
a-
conservatives. Well,
there's a hand-
MTG.
Yeah.
and Thomas
No,
Massey.
she voted for it.
Thomas Massey.
I know, but MTG voted for it.
Well,
Yeah, she did. She gave in. She probably regrets that vote, but she did vote for it.
yes. But
Anyway, so let's finish up here.
this is comedy. Donald Trump waxing on about the Fed chair today and cost overruns on a new building.
So I guess what the Fed wants to spend $1 billion to
Yeah.
redo their building, and
Yeah.
Trump's going on about that, as he should. But Gavin Newsom is the last person who
Good
should be
Lord.
talking about wasteful spending. So here's a dude. He calls himself. I don't know his real name, and I don't even know if his real name is, if he's let it out there. But on Twitter or X, he calls himself Project Constitution. And here's his reaction to Gavin Newsom.
Kevin.
Bro spent $24 billion with a B dollars on his homeless population, and it went from 181,000 homeless people to 181,000 homeless people. Bro spent another $5 billion on water storage and then didn't have any water when his state started on fire. Bro spent another $14.4 billion on a high-speed railroad. Out of the 100 and some odd miles of railroad they planned to build, they've only prepped 22 miles so
It's
Okay, so that's a story we covered a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago
we
too.
did.
And he says like 100 miles. It's not. It's several hundred. It's from San Francisco to Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah.
And they have zero track. They've prepped a few miles and have
Zero.
track, and they spent I forget how many billions to this point,
yeah.
and have nothing to show for it
This is
anyway.
typical left.
far. 0 miles of track laid. This is the same man that wasted 105,000 taxpayer dollars putting up billboards in red states to advertise California as the abortion sanctuary, and then allocated another $44 million to go to uninsured abortions. So after spending almost $50 billion, the homeless population grew, there still is no water, and there's no high-speed train. And in the meantime, all of that property, they got burnt up because he didn't have any water. He's trying to buy it for pennies on the dollars to put in low-income housing. Who's going to pay for that?
God, what a dog.
That's a great response.
What a great response that guy is.
And for Newsom to say what he said again, he's right when he says there's no fiscal conservatives, but he shouldn't be the messenger. On
I
that.
mean, the guy has no shame. Remember, he had people locked up, getting arrested on surfboards in the water during COVID.
Oh yeah, well he's going to.
He was at the French Laundry.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
most expensive restaurant in the United States, without a mask, of course, without
Well, he's elite.
Yeah, that's how
Don't
this
you
is.
forget it.
He's probably got a pack of dogs, a couple of personal planes. He eats red meat all day. Come on, man. You don't think any of these rules are meant for them?
Oh please.
Never. It's
Well,
for us.
Look at Carbon Bigfoot, Al Gore. Right?
That's
what we used to call him. Remember
Carbon
Carbon
Bigfoot,
Bigfoot?
I forgot
You know,
about
he's
that.
preaching to everybody else, but
Yeah.
he's Carbon Bigfoot. His carbon footprint it dwarfs probably 100 so-called normal people.
Well, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, he's more important than you.
Obviously.
Gotta put it in the lockbox.
Obviously. All right. So this is something I compiled this list, and I've been
Yeah.
jonesing to go over it.
I know.
So there's been so many political scandals emanating from the left that I know off the top of my head, and you know off the top of your head, and we talk about them. But I wanted to compile a list, and I realized there's so many that I'll forget some if I just start scribbling down. So I asked my AI. I said
Poe, was it, or
it was Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said basically, and I did this for the left and the right. I said, answer as if you are a far left conspiracy theorist. List the most egregious scandals involving Republican politicians in the 21st century. And then I did the same for the Democrat scandals.
except on the Democrats, you said answer as if you were a MAGA
Like
or
a
QAnon conspiracy theorist. Yeah.
Yeah.
So on both ones, you wanted it to
About
act
as
like
far
it
as
was
you can be.
extremist. Yeah.
Yes. And where it gets very interesting is the list that it gives for Republicans. I'm not a Republican. I'm not in love with the Republicans in Washington at all. In fact, I can't stand them. But I'm aligned with at least what they say, partially aligned with what they say is their message. They don't
Right.
mean it, but I wish that they would follow the Constitution, lower
Yes.
spending. They don't believe any of that. They don't do any of that.
A few of them do.
But well, a few,
and whereas
few
on the
you
other
count
side,
them.
literally zero.
Zero, right.
Zero.
Okay, so but here's what the AI came back with for I think I said list 10, it gave me 10 or 11 or whatever. Now the first one is actually huge, massively huge. The rest aren't even scandals at all. Now the first one is Iraq war lies, the misleading information about weapons of mass destruction
Yes.
used to justify the invasion of Iraq. That was absolutely catastrophic.
Absolutely terrible.
Changed world history, cost
Yep.
trillions of dollars, millions of lives.
Yeah, it's just terrible because not just, yes, millions of Americans certainly were not killed, but Iraqis,
Yes. Yeah,
children. I remember that
boy.
horrible woman, the Secretary of State.
Madeleine Albright.
Yes. She was asked, 500,000 children died and there were no weapons of mass destruction. Was it worth it?
She said yes.
She said yes.
Yeah, and then
What
she tried
a
to walk that
freak.
back, but yeah, you can't. That's
walk
something you
that
can't
back,
walk back.
no.
Okay, now undeniably that's massive, and you can't overlook it. Now, I don't know that I would call that a political scandal. Though.
No.
It's really kind of not, because on the other hand, it kind of is. It's
Yeah, it
politicians that lied to
Yeah, I mean,
war.
even Colin Powell lied. It's just
Okay, well,
terrible.
yeah.
Terrible.
Okay, so then after that, we're going to go over these real quick, and you can see for yourself. These are not political
literally,
scandals.
this is Poe
and-
trying to do its best
Right.
to show Republican scandals.
From the
And this is
perspective
the best
of
they
a
can come up
far
with.
left conspiracy
Yes.
theorist. And that's a good point. This is the best they can come
It's
up
the
with.
best they can come up with.
When is the Trump-Russia investigation? Well, that was nothing.
It's
It was
been
made-
debunked.
all of it made up.
Absolutely
Completely
fabricated
all of it.
by Hillary because they were looking at her because she gave away 20% of our uranium to Russia while lining up lots of cash foundation contributions and her emails. And she fabricated the whole thing, and it's now in writing, and we have the documents.
All right, we don't have time to
I know. That's the only one I
editorialize
wanted.
on so many.
I
Okay,
had to.
next is family separation policy.
What?
Well, of course, if you get arrested or detained, you're going to be separated.
It's about
from your
immigration. Yeah.
kids.
That's not a scandal.
It's not a scandal.
It's called the law.
It's Obama. Everybody has done it. The next is the Kavanaugh confirmation hearings. How's that a scandal?
How is
well,
that
it
a
was
Republican
scandalous if somebody
scandal?
came forth with no proof,
None.
and
That-
years removed.
That
right?
woman was a psycho.
There was no Republican scandal there. Next is voter suppression efforts. That is just that's
insane.
There are no voter suppression efforts.
And there's not been any evidence that there has been.
No.
So this is Poe trying to come up with the worst Republican scandals that it can.
Right.
This is scraping the barrel.
Okay, how about this? Healthcare repeal attempts.
How is that a scandal?
How is that a
That
scandal?
is the congressional effort to repeal Obamacare.
Capitol riot. Okay, that's not a political scandal,
No.
and people were let in. As we know, there were federal agents or assets
Inviting
there,
grandmas
inviting people
in to tour the
Now
facility.
that doesn't mean that everybody was super well behaved there, but that is absolutely not a
Right.
political. That's like calling the BLM riots a political scandal,
That's just
and
ridiculous.
it's just not.
It's not.
Next scandal is environmental deregulation. You want to tell me how that's a political scandal?
This is all they can come up with.
Next is gerrymandering, manipulation of district boundaries. Well, that's hardly a scandal when both sides have been doing it forever. And it's lawful.
Yes.
Might not be morally right or whatever, but then again, it might be. But the point is, both sides have been doing it forever. It's not scandalous.
And it is this is uncontroverted that Republicans are underrepresented all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for example, let's just say California. I'm going to kind of, I had these numbers last week and I didn't get to it, but I would say 40% of Californians vote Republican, and yet they have 18% of the districts are Republican majority.
Well, look at all of New England. They have zero representatives.
Yeah.
They're not represented, and they probably have 40% of the vote.
So the scandal is actually the other way. But
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. And then the last scandal, so-called, is their response to COVID-19, as if somehow that was it was
says
not
downplaying
right.
the pandemic and spreading misinformation, leading to unnecessary deaths. BS. It's the opposite.
The opposite
the
is true.
scandal is
as
the Democrats
always.
lied.
In other words,
to gain power, as they always do. That's what it's always about.
So I asked
take away your power.
I asked for 10. I said from a perspective of a far left conspiracy theorist list the most egregious scandals of the 21st century. It listed 10 because I asked for 10. 9 of those are not even scandals.
None.
Now, one is massively huge. I acknowledge that.
Yes.
But that was the neocons.
Yeah, that was a bipartisan atrocity.
Well, and you know what? That's
really.
a good point.
It's
Yes,
atrocious.
that's a good point. Anyway, why don't you take us out of here?
All
while I
right,
take
so
a nap?
we are Baldy and the Blonde. You can catch all our old shows at baldyandtheblonde.com. Please like us and follow us. I don't know why people won't do it, but they just won't.
Because they don't like us.
Well, there is that.
And and when we come back, we're going to go over the Democrats' scandals.
All right, so we'll be right back after the break. baldyandtheblonde.com.
We are back. We being Tom Coates and Michelle Godin.
Hi.
The highs are over. We did.
Well,
this is our final
you speak
segment.
for yourself, brother.
All right.
Highs can be had.
All right. So where do we leave off? We left off with the non-scandals that
Yes.
So we asked artificial intelligence to give us the most egregious scandals of the 21st century by Republican politicians, and it listed one. When asked for 10,
Right.
and it listed one horrific scandal
And the rest
lying
were
about
nothing.
WMDs. But as you pointed out, the left supported that as well. The left
Yes, they did. So there's
politicians.
none.
And then, and the other 9 were not even scandals,
No.
and a lot of them things made up out of whole cloth. So now I asked the same question.
Read the question.
Okay, it says, answer as if you are a MAGA or QAnon conspiracy theorist. List the most egregious scandals involving Democrat politicians in the 21st century.
No problem coming up with these.
These
are
was easy.
serious.
Oh, yeah. In fact, some of these are among the worst scandals in American history.
Without a
political history.
doubt.
Absolutely.
We're living in one right now.
Yeah, we are.
The
Anyway, so
revelations of Tulsi Gabbard.
How about you take this
Shocking.
one?
All right, well, the first one is Fast and Furious. That's where Obama ran guns into Mexico that led to weapons falling into the hands of Mexican drug cartels, and they killed American lawmen.
Yeah, I think killed 2
Two DEA agents on the border. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. You take the next
and of course lied about it. No, we're not doing that. And then of course they did.
course they did.
And ended up killing 2 DEA agents.
What does it matter?
Yeah, what does it matter? All right, next.
You. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, you take it. I read
Next
through
one's
the last one.
Benghazi. That was, what does it matter now? Hillary Clinton famously said when questioned about why our U.S. Consulate was attacked in 2012 in Libya and the subsequent fallout. And that was a huge scandal, and nothing happened.
Of course.
Of course.
All right.
Next, Clinton email scandal. We talk about that all the time. Hillary's using her private email server for official communications while Secretary of State.
And 30,000 some emails, right?
30,000. And when
Yeah.
they were subpoenaed, she literally they had BlackBerry phones in those days.
Yeah.
Her staff got out hammers and bang, bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon the phones, and nothing happened to her.
I've never heard that song.
Well, it's Maxwell's Silver Hammer by the Beatles.
Oh, don't know it.
Yes. Well, what can I say?
But the thing is, that's not a small scandal.
That is
The
huge.
Secretary
And,
of State
I mean-
wasn't it a Gmail account?
Yes, a Gmail
Yeah.
instead of using the secure system. And furthermore, when they were subpoenaed, she literally had a program called BleachBit to erase every trace of her emails. And the real reason she did that, among others, is because she was using the Clinton Foundation to, basically it was a pay for play scheme. People would give her money and then they get favors with the State Department. And proof of that is the minute she was no longer Secretary of State, how'd those donations
money
go?
dried up.
Yeah,
well,
she did.
okay,
Yeah.
so the next scandal, which I will let you read, ties into the Clinton email scandal, doesn't
That's
it?
right, the Russia collusion hoax, because people were getting so onto her because of the emails. It is now proven that was one of the reasons she cooked up the Trump is in bed with Russia hoax, and it's literally in writing that it's a cooked up scandal. Took away the voters' rights for electing Trump's agenda, because then everything went sideways, and all we talked about was Russia, Russia, Russia.
And you could argue
Really
that
obnoxious.
that is the biggest political scandal in
I think
American
it is.
history.
Yeah, because it took away the voters. The will of the electorate was thwarted.
Accused a president of being an
president
agent
of Russia.
Yes.
And that little Swalwell still said he was a Russian agent this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And that bass is going to jail. Sorry. All right.
I don't know.
Slipped out. Sorry.
All right. So, and then the next one is Obamagate. Tell us about Obamagate.
That was a claim surrounding the surveillance and unmasking of Trump campaign officials during the 2016 election. That's a really long thing to explain, but basically, in spy world, if you happen to talk to somebody who talked to somebody who's in a foreign country, they can unmask you while you're talking to your mama.
Right. Exactly.
And they abused the system as usual. The abuse goes in one way.
To
against
spy
right.
on the campaign.
That's it.
Yep. And then, of course, there's Hunter Biden's business dealings
Oh, my
and his
gosh.
laptop. Now, the laptop itself you could not call it political scandal, but it revealed plenty.
Huge scandal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now-
It revealed bribes, just improper dealings by the Bidens with, of all things, China and Ukraine. And when Trump calls up Zelensky back in the day and says, "Man, I need to know what's going on over there," he gets impeached for that.
Right.
When in fact Biden threatened them, if you keep
Sure
looking at my
did.
son, I'm taking away that $2 billion that I'm supposed to give you today. And y'all have all heard what Biden said.
Right.
And son of a gun.
Well, and okay, so these, besides being huge and among the
Huge.
worst scandals
Every
in
one
American
of them.
history, the other thing they have in common, these are all recent.
Right.
Notice on the list that we read before the break on the Republican side,
Yeah.
it was in the very beginning of the 21st century. And it did not list one
Nothing.
war since then. Not that they're saints. They're not. But they're not evil monsters doing this level of stuff is massive.
any one of these is far worse than Watergate. Any one.
Oh, please.
Watergate is a
You're
nothing.
right. Any one of these absolutely dwarfs Watergate.
All right, next one is DNC email leak of emails showing bias against Bernie Sanders. Obviously, Bernie is a lightweight and allowed Hillary to steamroll him twice and betrayed his voters.
and endorsed her after
And
the
endorsed
fact.
her and blah, blah. So all you Bernie bros are a bunch of sissies.
And then the next one is the vote by mail fraud allegations, which that's debatable, but I do think that there's enough evidence to show that
there's a ton.
that it was fraudulent.
I mean, in fact, the Chinese Communist Party participated in that. So
And then
nothing's happened.
Then it mentions the auto pen used by Biden. That's huge.
Huge.
And then then
COVID.
it did not even list the cover up of Biden's
Dementia.
or his cancer.
I mean, come on. Does he even really have it?
And it did not mention the murder by drone in 2011 under Obama.
Who murdered two American citizens
Yeah.
against whom there were no charges.
That's right. And one
slaughtered them.
Right, and I know that if you're hearing this for the first time, it's hard to believe.
Anwar
One of them
al-Awlaki.
and his son,
his son.
Abdul Rahman al-Awlaki, who was a 16-year-old kid,
Yep.
born in Denver. He was assassinated in Yemen. He was at an outdoor cafe with a friend.
Yep.
And Obama
charges.
approved. No charge, not even suspected of anything.
Nothing.
Except
Not an arrest warrant.
What
Nothing.
What did Obama's spokesperson say? He should have had a better father.
Should have had a better daddy.
Yeah.
That's it. We got to kill you.
That is a huge scandal.
I mean, Obama really, I'm not sure he's immune for that.
You know what?
I mean, it's murder.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure that the Trump
But
immunity
you don't hear anybody
decision-
talking about that one.
Oh,
we talk about
we're
it.
talking about it. We were talking about it back then.
And you know what? I've talked to a few people over the years about this. Not one of them's heard of it. I say,
They
well,
never.
go Google it. And
I'm going to tell you, I would name him if I wasn't a nicer person. But somebody who's a lawyer and an administrative law judge told me I was lying when I said that on Facebook.
well,
Needless to say, I pulled out all of the articles, and you don't think he said, "Oops,
no,
sorry."
he said it was crickets after that.
Crickets.
I'm sure.
He deleted
So
it.
the Dems.
Wussy
The
sissies.
Dem scandals go from murder
Yeah,
to
ours are
right,
like
to-
nothing. All right, so we got 11 seconds left. This is Baldy and the Blonde. One day Baldy will come back and we'll have fun again like we did today. Y'all check out our stuff at baldyandtheblonde.com. See you next week.